A top lawyer for California has resigned, accusing the governor's office of interfering with the discrimination lawsuit against Activision Blizzard.
This article was written by Jason Schreier for Bloomberg. Melanie Proctor, the Assistant Chief Counsel for the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, said in an email she's resigning to protest the fact that her boss, Chief Counsel Jeanette Whipper, had been abruptly fired by the governor. Both lawyers had already stepped down from the Activision lawsuit earlier this month without explanation. A representative for the two attorneys confirmed that Proctor had resigned and Whipper was fired. The allegations and loss of the top lawyers raised questions about the fate of the Activision lawsuit, which accused the Santa Monica, California-based video game publisher of sexual discrimination and misconduct. The case is currently pending in Los Angeles Superior Court. The lawsuit, which details Activision's frat boy culture, led to employee walkouts, calls for the chief executive officer to resign, condemnation from its business partners, and a stock plunge that culminated in Microsoft Corp's agreement earlier this year to purchase the company for $69.420 billion.
Was it .420? $69.69420.
Proctor said in the email to staff that in recent weeks, California Governor Gavin Newsom and his office began to interfere with the Activision suit. The Office of the Governor demanded advance notice of litigation strategy and of next steps in litigation. As we continued to win in state court, the interference increased, mimicking the interests of Activision's counsel. Interesting.
Ooh.
To me, this sounds like Gavin Newsom was helping Activision. Like, wait a minute.
It sounds very clear to me. Like, it's so clear to me that I literally just imagine Gavin Newsom in my mind for some reason. He's like looking over papers and he's like,
Bro, I assume for some reason that he would be acting on behalf of like the freaking lawsuit, because the government is the ones who are investigating and suing, and so like I assumed this was like government overreach, like against Activision the corporation.
That's what you would hope.
He's helping them.
Like you would be like, oh, that makes sense. He's helping because like the case was so bad. Like he has to make sure it's done the right way.
The frat boy culture.
He was like, no, my friends at Activision, I must protect them. Truly disappointing, Gavin Newsom. We forgave you for going out and having your COVID parties while we were all in lockdown. It was real fucked up how you played, but we forgave you. But this, considering that we all know how serious and how bad Activision Blizzard's lawsuit was, there's even been employees that have killed themselves due to this culture. It's pretty
that
terrible.
He would defend those people, but he claims to be like an extremely liberal person. I mean, I'm sure he is compared to the average Republican in this country. But anyway, we're getting off track here. Now, a communications director, Aaron Mellon, for Newsom said that the claims of interference by our office are categorically false. And obviously, they said, we're going to support DFEH in their efforts to fight all forms of discrimination and protect Californians. But we all know that because Activision settled and for like a pittance, they settled for a pittance. But now because they settled, there's not really going to be any way for the DFEH to use any of the evidence that was brought up in that case to prove that there is a problem at Activision. So it's probably just going to get swept under the rug now, or nothing's going to come of it.
Right, and I don't know, it is pretty suspicious. Like, why did Gavin Newsom fire them?
Because they did the right thing.
He's like, you did the right thing, and now we're going to have to let you go.
They're considering using a whistleblower protection act to take action against the state for this, the people that were fired.
And it's only been 2 weeks since Activision reached their settlement, which was $18 million.
That's like 3 Overwatch loot boxes. Riot paid $100 million last year, and they're not even close to as big as Blizzard.
Yeah, just the fact that they got away with such a small settlement.
Bobby Kotick is a rich and powerful man, dude. I bet you him and Newsom, they hang out.
And now we hear that, Newsom is firing lawyers.
Whipper was purported by people within the agency to have overhauled it and been doing a great job and been well respected. So this is really a loss for the state as well.
She cultivated a reputation as a legal bulldog.
Also going after Tesla, which is a shame because I've heard some horrible things about how black people are treated at Tesla. Go ahead and check out our Elon Musk video. We touch on that in that one. I'll put a link in a card for you. In her resignation, Proctor slammed the government's... I love the usage of the term slammed. I just love it. Slammed.
According to one attorney, Whipper had the agency for the first time flexing the necessary muscles to protect the workers in the state. So it sounds like they were highly respected among their colleagues, so truly a loss.
In her resignation email, Proctor slammed the government's office. Justice should be administered equally, not favoring those with political influence. Boom. Corruption. Corruption.
They haven't even investigated, but just off of these references, you know, it looks bad. It looks like she was doing her job really well, and the fact that she just had to suddenly quit because of government interference makes it seem like it definitely was going on.
Yeah, man. Now check it out. We have even more evidence that's been brought forward by Politico that Gavin Newsom received $100,000 towards his anti-recall campaign from an Activision Blizzard board member. $100,000, guys.
That's a lot of money for one person to donate.
Kind of convenient that he was snooping around for them. That's how much it costs to buy a governor. Like, that's pretty cheap. A California governor, no less. That's a pretty wealthy state.
Right?
Casey Wasserman, CEO of the Wasserman Media Group and director at Activision Blizzard, who sits on the board of directors and the board's nominating and corporate governance committee, had just weeks before the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing filed their suit against the company, donated $100,000 to the Stop the Republican Recall of Governor Newsom campaign.
The shady part is they did this after the suit, not before. Kind of like a I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Or at least that's what it looks like. But if I was like the quartering, that would be my take. No.
Sounds like a little I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I don't know. And you know, that's how they do it in California.
See?
I don't know. Guys, listen. It's Gavin Newsom. What did you expect?
We are liberal, and just so you know, like, we're ready to just, like, throw out anybody that just, like, fucks with the law and is corrupt. Like, just because he's the California governor doesn't mean, like, I'm gonna stand him. Like, nah, fuck him. Just replace him then. Like,
Recall
I don't
part
give
two.
a fuck.
Now, of course, Wasserman's office and Activision have not responded to a request for comment on the donation.
Who the fuck has, like, you know, they shouldn't have just like $100,000 to, like, I'll just lend this to my friend. Like, and I honestly believe that maybe we should have, like, caps on donations.
That's exactly
Like,
right. We should have caps on the amount of money you're allowed to donate to politicians or anything that they want, like, politically to happen.
Right.
And it should be made public, all the people that donate to their campaign. And there definitely should not be people donating $100,000 and then conveniently having the governor just investigate all kinds of stuff for them behind the scenes. That's so corrupt. We need to get money out of politics. Money shouldn't be involved in these situations. It should just be a decision based upon what's right and wrong.
Right. We shouldn't have companies investing in politicians.
They bought $100K in stock in Gavin Newsom. Everything's a commodity, even politicians. That's the problem with our country. I think this could be a serious issue for Newsom, but honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if in a week nobody remembers this story, or it's like not gonna even make any kind of difference on his standing.
Honestly hope that the person fired maybe does go through with their lawsuit because it really isn't just.
We'll try to update you on this story if there is any substantial changes to the situation. But again, we live in a completely corrupt society, so this kind of thing is really normal. All of the people in Congress make hundreds of thousands of dollars on the stock market every year by manipulating the market, and because they know exactly what's going to happen with laws before they go into effect. So they have their partners or their spouses or their relatives buy things, and they're always getting money from people who they end up passing laws that favors. So there's really nothing we can do but elect officials who want to get money out of politics. Bernie Sanders. But what do I know? I'm just a crazy California liberal.
What do you guys think? Do you think Gavin Newsom is guilty?
Should Gavin Newsom have to pay all the people who were discriminated against at Blizzard himself? Whatever your thoughts are on this story, I'd love to know them down in the comments below. This has been a gaming news update by Higher Level Gaming. If you enjoyed this video, you can give us a like or subscribe to the channel to always find out when we post videos just like this one. But above all else, don't forget to have a nice day and go play some video games.